This is Chris Off's 1974 Alfa Romeo 2000 Spider Veloce. Chris has been repairing, servicing, and restoring Alfa Romeos since the early 1970s, and this Spider has been in his own stable for quite some time. The Coda-Trunca, or camtail, differentiates these from their earlier boat-tail predecessors, and 74 is often regarded as a sweet spot in the sequence, with Spica injection and the aesthetically pleasing stainless-clad bumpers. The earliest history is largely unknown. The previous owner drove the Spider from Florida to California shortly before Chris bought it in 1983.
I pushed this thing in the back and raised the front and dropped the pan, looked in there, and well, the crankshaft looked pretty okay.
Yeah?
Anyway, one thing led to another. I ended up rebuilding the motor.
He had a number of Alfas, so this one was used fairly sparingly in the condition that he found it.
So it had a little bit of rust here.
Yeah. In 1995, at an indicated 92,288 miles, he built the engine that's in it now and continued to drive it. Here it is at an event at Sonoma Raceway, clearly prior to bodywork and rust repair. Shortly thereafter, he had Jimmy Kilroy, a gifted metal fabricator, tackle the rocker rust and straighten the body. Alfredo Aguayo Jr. shot the paint. Since the engine rebuild in 1995, only 7,000 miles have been added to the Spider. The wheel choice sets it apart from many other Spiders. These are 14-inch Rota Italia 1008 alloys, licensed in Italy and produced by PAWI, Philippine Aluminum Wheels, Inc., which accept the Alfa center caps from Steely's and give them an OEM look with a slightly Ferrari Dino vibe. Tires are 195/65/14 Bridgestone Potenza RE930s, showing 2000 date codes, but also show no age-related cracking or problems. Overall, the interior on this Spider is very presentable. The steering wheel is an Emerson Fittipaldi edition by Personal. The orange helmet dates it to about 1977. They all featured serial numbers, and this one is 4165. The dash shows two cracks common to these Spiders ahead of the vents, which don't catch your eye when seated behind the wheel. On both door panels, the material is good, but the lower chrome accents show flaking. And there's a spot of rust on the passenger side lower door bottom. Chris also creatively dealt with Florida rust in the driver's footwell.
Floor. And he handed me a Chevrolet hood, and I took it, and I got out my torch and stuff at night, and I worked on this, and so...
So the floor is actually a Chevy hood that's been reworked? I love it. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, take a peek.
But it works,
Now
yeah.
this is all new stuff, the rubber, right?
Yep.
But check
Nice.
it out. I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
look at that.
it
That
beats-
works.
It beats holes.
Yeah.
And the passenger side area has seen some work also, especially in the front corner. The top was refurbished by California Covers of Oakland, California, with new cloth and a new rear window, approximately 4 months ago, and until shooting photos for this auction, it had never been lowered or stored outside, and could be described as new. The top tonneau cover is in good shape, but there's one compromised plastic clip and another clip that aligns with the trim joint on the chrome surround, which could be fixed and adjusted. All of the glass and rubber on the car are in good shape. There are a few minor pits in the windshield. Check the auction gallery to see all of the glass stamps up close. The twin-cam engine is the heart of every 105 and 115 series Alfa Romeo. As previously mentioned, this motor was built in 1995 from another block. The block original to this Spider was later rebuilt and installed in Chris's 74 GTV. This build utilized a fresh crank, new rod and main bearings, balanced and reconditioned rods, new pistons and liners, and Hastings oil scavenging rings. Norman Racing in Berkeley, California did the headwork and porting, and the head features big valves and European 2000 cams. The upper and lower timing chains were replaced, along with the water pump and clutch. The ignition is Morelli Plex, and fuel delivery is by Spica mechanical injection. The exhaust features tubular headers. It's always a good idea with these Alfas to remove the carpeting and have a look around the trunk for rust in the spare tire well and signs of repair at the outer rear corners. For those not plugged into the Northern California Alfa Romeo scene, for many years, Chris Off was with Rogers Auto Works, an Alfa specialist in Oakland, California, and then Patrick O's company, the vintage Ferrari specialist in Berkeley, California, before he went on his own with Off Enterprises, restoring and repairing Alfa Romeos in Berkeley. His handwritten notes on the car document maintenance, mileage, drives, periods of storage, thoughts on the drives, and there are a few parts receipts thrown in there also. The underside of this Spider looks like a driver, with good solid jack points and no obvious areas of concern. It's fitted with Coney shocks front and rear, and those are GTV front springs. That's also a larger than stock front sway bar up front. The area around the front suspension arm slot shows no cracking, and the sway bar mounting point shows no damage or rust on either side. The often creased bottom of the nose area is smooth. The dark area in front of the jack point looks like a repair, and obviously the driver's floor area has had a repair. It's clear this Spider looks good on the road and at rest, but sometimes a few flaws allow you to enjoy a car without the fear of adding the first scratch. So let's dive into the beauty marks. There's a bubble here in the rocker behind the left front wheel, and there's a very slight wave in the driver's door here. The largest body flaw is this crease, which Chris admits he did himself in the garage years ago. Despite a few body imperfections, this is a good-looking car out in the world and on the road, which is where it wants to be, on events or just driving around for the fun of it. For more on this 1974 Alfa Romeo Spider Veloce, check out the drive video and the cold start and lighting video.